Rivals of Aether 2 has been getting a ton of love recently from the fighting game community and even had the opportunity to appear at EVO 2026, making a lot of waves for the game, you could say, and then some. We also got a ton of announcements for it as well to really cap off the event and to help the game get a lot of more recognition that it rightfully deserves. In addition to new workshop content being added to the game at some point, we also got confirmation of not one, but two brand new characters, that being the first, Mina the Hollower, a guest character. This spunky little mouse will be coming out later than for the game in 2027 at some point in time. But the real kicker, for me at least anyway, that being the Lost Merling known as Gooey, with its split personality and interesting unique gimmicks for its moveset. It seems like the future is looking incredibly bright here for Rivals 2. But why stop there though? Could there in fact be maybe more guest characters on the way? Well, that's what I'm trying to talk about here today and to voice my 2 cents and throw them into the ring here to see which guest characters would make for a real, true, definitive experience here for Rivals of Aether 2. So let's go back in time real quick as we turn back the pendulum to 2017. The very first guest character for the original Rivals of Aether was none other than Shovel Knight, the ironclad warrior who would later go on to star in a multitude of different spin-off games covering a variety of different genres across the gaming landscape. This was quite something, I remember, back in the day. But it didn't stop there though. Oh no, no, no. For Rivals of Aether also received a second character from another popular indie game at the time, from Ori and the Blind Forest, with its main character known as Ori, also being added to the game as well, as a fully playable fighter, with a very interesting moveset to boot. What exactly am I trying to get at then with all this? Well, why don't we flash forward now to present day, 2026 here, and speculate on what exactly would be a really great addition here to the game. So, could we in fact see these two return in Rivals 2 in some way, shape, or form? Well, honestly, I have no real answer to that, but I would love to have them playable again, especially considering the fact that this is now a fully 3D fighter here, instead of the pixelated 2D art style from before. But barring that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and voice my opinion here on a few other interesting guest fighters that would be really great additions here to the Rivals roster. So first up, I have to go with Hornet from Hollow Knight. So this incredibly swift fighter uses a small dagger in combat, but I feel like really this character stands out because we need more skeleton type, horror-esque sort of fighters here in the game, and I feel like Hornet really would stand out and be the best representative here for the Hollow Knight series. So then, moving right along, one other guest character I can't help but feel would be a perfect addition to this game would have to be the spunky little half genie known as Shantae. From her own self-titled game series here, this genie would be incredible to use in battle. Utilizing her magical abilities and then some, I feel like with her anyway, a perfect ability and gameplay style would be to utilize her shapeshifting gimmick, found in a lot of her games. So, for instance, say for a possible install transformation of some kind, her sizzle armor could be used, either for a temporary buff for all of her stats and a moveset change, but also maybe something else of some other kind here, amping up her power, abilities, defense, attack, speed, everything like that, damage output, you name it, it would be there for Shantae. These are just a few though that I thought of at the top of my head that would make for honestly awesome inclusions here, and to help round out this roster and make it even more varied than it already is. And that's really saying something, But yeah, I think in terms of, at least with Gooey and Mina coming out, that this is already off to an incredibly, incredibly strong start and will do a lot of justice for platform fighters here going forward. So yeah, I'd say that honestly, besides that, and these honorable mentions here, I think one other that I'd have to probably add in, if I really could here for a real oddball choice, would have to be Cuphead from the, Cuphead series. And I feel like, given the genre there for its, action and run and gun like, sort of aesthetic, that could really probably fit in here, I guess, to a pretty good degree with the rest of the Aether roster. But I'd say besides Cuphead there really aren't any other major players that come to mind that I could really think that would be absolute necessities here to be included in Rivals 2. So then, well, yeah. What do you guys think, though, about all this? Do you guys think the characters I picked here are honestly kind of bogus and suck? Or would they in fact be honestly good choices and all around a solid pick? What characters in particular would you all like to see possibly be making their official debut here in a fighting game if they were actually to be added in to Rivals 2's roster? Not just indie characters here in scope, but AAA characters as well from, major franchises and the like. Whoever can make the most absolute spiciest of these spiciest picks will get their own comment personally pinned by me and will be at the top then of this video. Nothing in particular is really, I'd say, off limits as long as it could fit into the context here of, well, a fighting game, of course, and this one in, well, particular. Also, moveset wise and gimmicks or gameplay styles, such as, costumes and all that, skins, maybe transformations, anything really that would, I guess, technically fit or not even make sense, but would be possible here for the Aether development team to really do and program and make and all that. Let me know then your thoughts down below. And let's get the ball rolling here. I feel like we could really have a really solid discussion here about just how big Rivals 2 could truly get here in a few years' time. I mean, the rosters are already looking incredibly varied as it is right now over the next year or so. But, I mean, could you guys imagine if we get actually, like, upwards of maybe 10 to maybe even 20 more additional characters to play as? This roster is going to be incredibly massive. Not just with numbers, but, of course, with gameplay variety here and matchups that we could do. The amount of those alone would be insane. So yeah, like I said, voice your opinions down below. Let's get something going here. I really want to know what you guys all think about this because, this is really an exciting time, like I had said at the beginning of the video, for not just Rivals 2, but platform fighters as a whole here, as an entire genre. This has been an incredible announcement to have here for the game, to get all this love and support from not just, the dev team, but from Evo, of all things. I mean, that's like fighting game heaven. If you get featured there, that's a really good, promising sign. So, like I had said, let's get a good old-fashioned conversation here going. So I'd say otherwise then, that will just about do it covering my overall thoughts here for Rivals of Aether 2's guest characters, and who I'd ideally anyway have added in and implemented to be a part of this roster. So then yeah, like I said, these are just my 2 cents, so at the end of the day, my own little opinion here. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button for the video then, and to also subscribe to my channel to see what else I'll be working on and creating next. I even have a dedicated playlist for the original Rivals of Aether, and I've been covering the workshop content for a multiple couple years now. Well, that'll just about do it then for me, everyone. So until my next video, when we all meet again, I've been your host for today, Azure, and I am signing off. But be sure to keep it tuned right here for all this and then some. So, like I said, I'll be catching you guys all next time on the flip side. See you then.
Nothing less than total victory.